Hello, gentlemen. I've made it. And it may be live. It says it's live. We'll see if you all hear something. Tonight's live stream brought to you by Rock God Brewing Company, Danville, Pennsylvania. Today is no rain. That's the beverage of the evening. I've been in talks with Gary and Ben over there at Rock God Brewing, and we are going to be working on a special project. It's as much as I can say at this point. No epic mug today. My son is downstairs doing the dishes, and I believe the mug is getting scrubbed out. All right. Oh. I was going to bring something up here, but I forgot. So I guess it isn't happening tonight. So what is the good news out there in the world? Uncle Guns, Jane Cobb, the Jane Cobb, Colt, Javier, Adam, hello, sir. Good to see you again. Steve Furman, hello. TJ is here along with Will. Two awesome cats, as well as all the previous awesome cats. And let's see. I have a list of stuff. I do not, however, have a pen to check the stuff off. So I'll just have to remember the things I talked about. What were we? Defiant Munitions has a few new rounds of ammo out, and I can't necessarily try them all. There are Crystal, hello, Scott Wexler, Jeff. So Defiant has released a 124 grain 9mm round, and it is the traditional cup and core, I think they call it, with the lead in the middle and copper on the outside. It is a direct competitor for HST, but gets better penetration and about the similar expansion of HST. So there is that. It is available at the moment, unlike TCX. The issue with copper supply has hampered Pete's ability to get TCX out, but I assume it was, but I didn't ask, so I can't say. Scott Wexler, by all means, in the comment section, list the link for your raffle for cutting board. John, good to see that you've checked in as well. So yes, Pete has some 124 cup and core, and I can't tell you if it's bonded because I never asked, and I don't know what it says on the website. He also released some subsonic and supersonic 300 blackout. I don't own a 300 blackout, so I can't tell you anything more about it, but I assume it's pretty kick-ass because, well, Pete makes some pretty kick-ass shit. I noticed that the subsonic and the supersonic look different. The bullet's different, so that's awesome. That they're engineered for expansion at the velocities that they're made at. If I had a 300 blackout, I'd try that shit. Holy shit, my phone is vibrating loudly. So I will close that out or mute it even further. There we go. Fucking Fiore. Well, there you go. Adam's going to shoot some rounds through it. I bet it feeds well. Like the shape of the nose tells me that it feeds well. But yeah, so those are the new things out. I was on the phone with Pete last week, and he was giving me the rundown on copper being difficult to source, so it's delaying him. And then we talked bullets for a little bit. Let's see what else we got going on. Allow me to step off camera long enough to grab a pen. Defiant. Oh. All right. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the 300 blackout. It's going to be a big hit. And like some folks are saying, it looks like a grappling hook. Like that shit opens wide. I'm impressed with how that looks. I'm hoping, since it's 30 caliber and Pete has a lot of width to work with at 30 caliber, that his 308 ammo will do something similar. I assume there's going to be some 308 ammo. He put some posts out a little while back asking what people would want to see if, in the future, like what the next round, trying to judge some popularity. And it would be cool to see some 308 in some of the more common or popular weights. The AK ammo probably. I imagine it would be similar as well. Although I also can't shoot that because the only AK that I have is 5.45. So I put that on my list. 5.45 and 12 gauge slugs were the two that I picked on my list. And 55 grain 5.56. I agree. Adam, 5.45 needs to be on his fucking list. He should chop. And of course, without being able to get enough fucking like raw copper to make 9mm, I imagine 5.45 solid copper is a ways down his list. I'm answering a student on my telephone. Work off my list. I don't think I have that much pool. I have enough pool to get us some free bullets. And then we are still giving away ammo at every class. If you want 9mm, like we've in like a week and a half, there's a vehicle class coming up. If you win the bullets and you want 9mm, you're probably going to look at the 124 grains, or you're going to be waiting until supply catches up. And I would recommend just picking something different because it doesn't sound awesome. And people I talk to talk to folks all across the ammunition world, the manufacturing of ammunition world, they all say the same thing. Raw materials are all that time frame that they weren't mining, raw fucking ore has now caught up to the shit on the shelves. So it's going to have to work itself through. And when it does, it does. It doesn't help that while that period of no materials being made, that like just as that was coming to fruition, the fucking world went insane with riots and people got scared. So they started buying everything. So it was either one of those would have hurt the ammunition industry. And then there's an election which every 4 years always hurts the supply side of ammunition. I mean, for making money, they love it. But as it turns out now, they won't be able to make any money off of an election because there's no fucking bullets. There's no resources to make the bullets to make the money. So there's that. Anyhow, that's my Defiant note news. Yes, the foreign ammo online. So especially with the Eastern Bloc stuff, like all the steel cased ship from Ukraine and fucking wherever the hell they're all from. Like Russia in particular, their period of not manufacturing was behind ours. So we may just be hitting our end of supply before they're hitting their end of supply. I also have no idea exactly how much manufacturing they stopped. So I have no clue. Here, something I want to look at. So with that, I had mentioned last week, and I don't know, it's come up a bunch that's why we were doing a lot of study groups that weren't heavy on ammo. And just last weekend, I went to a class in Indiana for lock picking. And while I understand the principles of how to pick a lock better, I don't know if I'm doing it any better. I've had some success, but I still got a lot of work to put in. What's great about that is once you have some lock picks and you understand what to do, there are locks everywhere. So me picking locks around the house will be easy for me to get some practice in. Definitive Training Solutions out there. Zach Bush hosted a fellow that he knows, and whose name is Ben, who I don't know if he wants the world to know his last name. I don't know if he advertises, so I'm just gonna hang tight with Ben. And it was a pretty kick-ass class. Adam Hall, who's here in the comments, was out. He didn't go with me. Jeff went with me, and who's in here in the comments as well. And another buddy of mine, Mike, went, but he's actually pestering me on my phone and not watching the live stream because he doesn't watch anything that I do. That's what he does. He ignores me, ignores the videos and whatnot. Ooh, fuck picking straight to drilling. It does work. It's not super easy to hide that you've been there, but it does work. So hopefully what we're going to do at our study group, and if you all out there participating in your own study group, so like for instance, if Luke is watching or Carson is watching, because I know that they're both do a lot of stuff with their particular groups. Lock picking is something that takes no bullets in order to do, so it's easy to get some free practice in. And if you have someone that knows how to do it, like they become your impromptu instructor. So since we've had 3 guys from our study group come out to that class, when we hit lock picking in our study group, we got 3 dudes who at least have had a class on it, even if none of them are that good. Oh, excuse me. Damn. Fighting pistol is not a prerequisite for dynamic pistol, nor has it ever been. It used to be a prerequisite for day 3 pistol, but now day 3 pistol, since it's at the end of dynamic pistol, you meet the criteria just by coming to class. So he's good. Bring him. Bring him. Adam, I thought you were doing shit with Carson, so you probably will be the lock picking expert who will help everyone. So like what we did when we did land nav was like I sent some links out for compasses to people, and we shared a couple protractors, but we've since shared some links for people to get their own protractors as well. You could find a source for some lock picks, and you might even reach out to Ben and find out about where he was getting his sets, because that was a pretty good price. And forward that to the group so that everyone could get some lock picks ahead of time. Getting locks is easy because they're everywhere. One of the compasses I recommended to people, it's actually on my list to talk about compasses, was the Sunto MC2. I had borrowed one and used it and thought it was great. And I have a Sunto, some other model that's a plate compass. So my MC2 came in today, and it is you can use it as a base plate compass or a Zadok compass by aiming it through the hole. So it serves dual purpose, and I totally like it. I hit it with a flashlight to make the little glowy things glow, and wow, they glow a lot brighter than a tritium compass. So the interesting. I'll come back to that, Scott. So a lot of people are big on the Kamenga Compass, which I'm not big on Kamenga as a company as a whole, and I don't like that the base plate isn't clear. But the tritium, like it's as bright like tritium sights. So if you look at tritium sights in the dark, or you look at some of the white phosphor, the fucking one you have to hit with like the SIG lights. Or the DXT2s that glow around the tritium, that's the brightness that the Sunto glows at. So incredibly brighter, like bright enough you can read the print on the compass. Whereas with the tritium isn't bright enough to read the numbers on the compass. So it's just like super coarse. Like there's a little pad that's meant to show you your heading, like the numbers would be over top of it, but it isn't bright enough to actually have contrast and read it. So it's just that's north. And as far as like reading any numbers on the compass, tritium totally not bright enough. Oh, nice. Jerry knows a little bit about everything. He'd be a great dude to talk about lockpicking as well. Scott Wexler mentioned that working on a lockpicking thing made him realize the lock to his house sucked. And yep, that's what they do. By the time we were done with our class, I was like, short of having like a safe vault door, like with the big fucking metal handle and the bars that stick out the side, it really is just to buy me enough time to rub the sleep out of my eyes and grab a rifle. But yeah, if you're looking for a compass, my recommendation, Sunto MC2. It is you get a base compass, a Zadok compass, all in the same compass. Sunto is world known for making compasses. So there you go. Gear recommendation, Sunto MC2. I went ahead and printed out a label with my pace count on it so that I don't forget it. I checked off 2 things from my list already. Oh, nice, Scott. Very nice. Catching up on the comments here. Jerry knows a lot of shit about a lot of shit. No shit. He has done like a little bit of everything and done it pretty well. Over on my Facebook page last week, one day, can't remember what day it was, and I put it on Instagram as well. I put a picture of a small duffel bag. I was going to bring it up and show it to you guys. It's a little duffel bag, but yay big. It says rope on it, R period, O period, P period, E period. And I said, the first person who tells me what's in the bag and what the acronym stands for would get some stuff. And I had some funny acronyms, but nothing even remotely close to what was in the bag. I'm going to go with, if you could get either one, I would send some people some stuff, like a couple patches and some stickers, that kind of shit. Tony finally figured out YouTube. That's awesome. Scott, feel free to, over on your raffle, go up to the URL, highlight it, Control C for copy, then come over here and in the comment box, Control V for paste, and then your link will be literally right here in the comments, and people can click on it. Social media 101. Normally, I just have Crystal go do it. So, like, she is my go find me a link and post it, please. So, if she wants to beat you to the punch, don't be surprised if she isn't already on the way, because, like, that's her jam, is getting the answer before I can ask the question. So, while I was out there, sorry, I thought I liked the link. Well, I tell you what, Scott, when I'm done with the live stream, I will head over to Facebook and I will at least share the link on my Facebook so that it reaches, like, you know, literally a dozen more people. I almost ordered one of your cutting boards. When I realized you were making them, I just got a cutting board from my wife from the Kosher Craftsman. Similar, you know, big, thick butcher block design. And she almost is afraid to use it for fear that it will get marked on it. So now I don't know if, like, we're even going to use the first expensive cutting board I got, let alone ordering a second one. However, just for future reference, I do trade. Barter is one of my favorite things. That's how I got that Gal 5 upper, which is now on a pistol lower, has an optic on it. So shortly we're going to be shooting it and maybe get a little video. I'm thinking about bringing it to the vehicle class and seeing if anybody that's got like a 77-inch long fucking musket of a rifle wants to try 11.5-inch barreled pistol and get some, you know, rounds put through it with somebody else shooting it, not just me. So it'll be there if you're coming to the vehicle class. I think there's still a slot left open for it. I think there's one. So if anybody wants it, it's available. But I'm going to bring that Gal 5 and see if anybody else wants to get some time behind it. Term ammo storage. So I keep all of my ammo in magazines. For if I have the magazines, I keep those in like chest rigs and a duffel bag. Like I have a Hello Kitty duffel bag, a la Deadpool. Actually, it's a SOE duffel bag with a Hello Kitty patch on it. And it's actually like slightly Hello Kitty with like thigh highs and a whip. And so you figure there's like 100 magazines total there. And then the rest of the ammo, if it's more ammo than magazines, which of course, like most people have more bullets than I do magazines, it all gets packed loose in ammo cans, 30 caliber ammo cans. The only thing I put in 50 cal cans is 12 gauge. Everything else goes in 30s so that they're easier to move around. So like if you come to my house and see 50 caliber ammo cans, it's shotgun shells or smoke grenades. Everything else is in 30s. Well, TJ, I don't actually know what a Chihuahua in a hot car is like because I don't have a Chihuahua, but there is a slot. Yes, Scott says he loves his 10.5-inch pistol for traveling. I used to have a 10.5-inch I traveled with, and then I put a can that's dedicated to that rifle, so I just don't take the can off, and now it's back to like a 15-inch barrel. So, and Jeff, we need to probably see about getting the vehicle to LCPC, PC. Which reminds me, I got to go get some windshields. I should do that shortly. Oh, now makes sense. So anyhow, back to the bag. We were talking about a bag. That's how we got started on this. I think the rope bag. If you can tell me what's in it, I'm going to send shit out. So go find the post. Tell me what's in the bag. If you're in my study group, you can't answer this question because you've already seen what was in the bag. Because when I packed the bag, I brought it to study group and showed them. So for everybody else, if you tell me what's in the bag, I can't imagine someone's going to get everything perfect. But if you the closest person, Thursday when I wake, like the old auctions, whoever is closest on that thread, I will send them their swag pack and stuff. I got some new stickers. I also don't have any here to show because they're downstairs in my office. And the Thrasher magazine logo that Mike Fiore changed to say Tremis Dynamics instead of Thrasher magazine. I have some small decals of that I will have with me at classes and whatnot. But I'll send some of those and some pirate flags and a pirate flag patch and a shield patch and maybe some other stickers. I'll send some stuff, but somebody's got to answer the question. What's in the rope bag? Because I'm ready to film the video about the rope bag, but I can't really have a contest for you to guess what's in it if the video is done. So chop, chop. Like somebody get over there and answer the fucking question. Where were we? So I was asked recently about the Warrior Lodge membership on Patreon. So that is where you pay $100 a month and you don't ever pay for class. You just come to class and pay the range fee. So if the range fee is, if it's LCPCPC, you pay $15 a day because that's what the range cost. If you come to Fort Honey Badger, it's $0 a day because that's what the range cost. It's all a matter of, range fee. I have no more slots left for the Warrior Lodge deal. I had so many people say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that $100 deal next year. And I was like, okay. I said, it's not a year thing. You don't sign up for the year and then it's thing. You sign up whenever you sign up and you stop doing it whenever you stop doing it. It's not like I got 2020 and then maybe I'll get one of the 2021 spots. Everybody that's in it done until somebody doesn't want to do it and you can then maybe get their spot. So that's that. No more Warrior Lodge spots left. They're all sold out. Tom A, hello, sir. It was good to meet you. All right. Iroquois Foreskin, hello, sir. Good to see you here as well. Most everything is off of my list. Right before I was getting online, I was looking to see if there was any news out there that was worthy of talking about, and there wasn't anything there's a lot of news. Like there's a fucking ton of news, but nothing that I thought would be, worthy of talking about. However, I guess I could mention the whole, I think it's, what is it, in Portland, where the old, Jeff, the answer to that is negative. No. Unless maybe it was a spouse, and then I would say probably okay. Or child, like immediate family member. You should prove that they live with you. So the deal where the feds are rolling around in vans and scooping people up that are wanted. And I was like, oh, that's a viable tactic. People get all out of shape about it. And I was like, they go arrest people, they read them their rights in the car, and that's that. Like, how is that different from what happens anytime somebody's arrested? So listening to the people complain, and I've heard all kinds of different complaints about it. And people are like, well, what happens when you're the one that they come scoop up? And I'm like, well, if I do something that warrants being arrested, does it really matter if they show a van or a fucking Crown Vic? Like, I don't, like, there have been unmarked law enforcement vehicles forever. In fact, most federal law enforcement don't have cars with like the fucking gumdrop on the roof. Like, I don't, uh, of course it's unmarked. Like, it's just a fucking vehicle. I don't know. I can't necessarily complain about the tactics or whatever. And like, they were wearing insignia. It said police, like big patches that say police. And like, I saw the BORTAC guys had Border Patrol patches on. I've had some of those dudes in class, students. And I was like, all right, well, they've got a thing that says what they're doing. And like, I don't see what the beef is. I can't imagine that they pulled them into that van and then did not read them their rights. Like, I just don't. I don't know what the fucking protesters are getting all wound up about. That being said, like, if you're wearing multicam, people aren't going to think you're a cop. It's just, yes, I now expect them to not know who's picking them up because they're literally wearing a U.S. military uniform. I would think they were military as well, until I saw some other insignia on them, because that's who wears multicam. It's disappointing that with the budget that DHS gets, they can't afford, I don't know, one of the 8 million fucking uniforms that are out there that aren't the same ones the Army wears. But that's also just, to me, like a stolen valor thing. Like, motherfucker, you're civilian. Stop pretending to be military. You can continue arresting people in whatever manner you see fit. So now, where were we? I started at $100 a month and register for the next dynamic carbine and maybe vehicle. Willie, there are no spots left. The $100 a month thing is gone. It's done. It's over. Unless someone drops out, there are no spots. But you do have a deposit on a class. So if you want something, just pick it. The next dynamic carbine is, I don't know when. There are none scheduled left for the rest of the year. There's a dynamic week, which has dynamic carbine in it, but there is no specific dynamic carbine spot left. So, but the vehicle class is coming up in 2 weeks. If you want to use that deposit towards it, like, you put the deposit down during the Wuhan thing, like the rest of us do a fucking year later. So by all means, knock yourself out and just tell me you want to come to it. That's August 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, if it's a rental car, Tony, like, okay, especially like the BORTAC guys. So that's Border Patrol's, like elite unit, and like, they're usually like along the border. So I can't imagine, like, it would have been way easier to just fly them to fucking Oregon and then rent a van. But fucking literally, like, that's Fed cars are unmarked. So I don't see the beef with the van. And Adam says, if they're federal agents, can they claim being police? I mean, they have policing powers. So, like, that's literally what, like, the FBI is. They're federal cops. They have the power to arrest. So to me, that's police, whether it's a county, city, local, state, feds. Police is someone that's got, that the a level of government has given the power to arrest to. That's how I look at it. Looks like TJ's taking that car spot. Willie, if you want a car spot and TJ wants a car spot, I'd probably fucking find a way to squeeze someone in. I'm a nice guy. And next week's the cold front. So, like, what do you got to worry about? Like, it's hot this week, but next week, temperature's going down. Just like that girl I dated in high school. Going down for everyone. All right, Willie's in. This time, Willie, if you don't make it, you got to tell me. You may have told me last time, but I don't remember that you told me. So I'm claiming that you didn't. And it's my live stream, so I can claim whatever I want. That's the rules. It's literally in the YouTube user agreement. If it's your live stream, you can say whatever you want, and is considered the truth. And yes, TJ, it would be awesome to see you at Vehicle. And like before, there's a couch here. You're welcome to it. I don't think anyone else is claiming a spot, so you actually get the whole couch and not the cot, unless you want the cot or whatever. So there we go. I gave you my spiel on the feds in Portland. Isn't it Portland or is it Seattle? I don't know. All them fucking cities up in that left corner, I just treat them all the same anyway. Exactly. Tom says they have creds. Like, they open their wallet, there's a little badge in there, and they have the power to arrest you. So I'd call them cops. However, like I said, it's disappointing that Border Patrol can't get a fucking actual civilian uniform since they are civilians. But, whatever. Next time I see those guys, I'll see some of them, maybe not some of those guys, but I'll see some Border Patrol fellas in November, and I'll give them crap about pretending that they're in the Army. But I think that's been pretty common about how I view that whole thing. If you're not subject to the UCMJ, you're a civilian. End of story. That is it. You are either in the military, subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, or you are a civilian. All right. So where were we? Defiant. Compass, rope bag. The lock picking class was good. There are no warrior lodge spots left. So yes. There you go, TJ. Night before, not a problem. We'll make some space for you and everything. And this time you don't have to fix my fucking guitar because it works. It works well, by the way. I've actually been playing with it lately. I'm terrible still, but I've been using it. Well, there you go. Jeff's looking at maybe splitting a room. All kinds of stuff going on there. Perfect. I cannot get on this computer, and when the live stream's over, I'll put names down on the list. Oh, there you go. TJ getting employed again. Jeff says his Ibanez could use a good setup. It doesn't, however, need a new nut, so you might be in luck there. Jesus, hit the fucking mic. I bet you that was loud. I'm drinking the Rock Brewing Company's No Rain, and I can't tell you what it is. Like, they use all these beer terms, like, oh, this is a Kolsch. And I'm like, Kolsch? What the fuck's a Kolsch? Anyway, and I'm not saying that's a Kolsch because I don't know what the fuck Kolsch is. But I took some of that with me to Indianapolis, and I traded a 4-pack of Rock God for a 4-pack of St. Joseph's beer. And then Mark out there, who's an awesome dude, he sent me 2 4-packs of other flavors of St. Joe's, one for me and one for my lovely wife. So I got some cool. 4 of them belong to Gary and Bennett Rock God, but they're on the list, and maybe that'll be next Tuesday's live stream. I'll have some St. Joe's. Crystal, I think we already did it. Like, that was that easy. So TJ, there is the typical vehicle dynamics is Saturday and Sunday, and then there's a day 3 vehicle, which is Monday. And you can take all of those, or you can just take the 2 and stuff. Like, we'll figure all that out, like, when I see you. Yes, Scott, you should get some beers from Mark. He's pretty okay. And man, so they have a second place. I think it's the second. Maybe it's the third, and there's 4 or 5 or whatever. But it's the Chatham Tap House, I believe is the name of the second facility they bought, and they sell the St. Joe's beer there. Well, we met Mark there last Friday and had dinner. Man, the fucking food was great. Everything was just great. I even got Zach Bush for the first time in his life to try buffalo chicken cheese dip. You know, like stick a fucking tortilla in it, and he liked it. I'm working on him. Hello, Simon. Give your mom a hug, because moms need hugs. Adam, if you'd like to drive up for next Monday, there's room in day 3. There's actually a few spots in day 3 because I had a couple people that couldn't come up on a Monday. So if you'd like to come up, it's the 3rd is day 3 vehicle. You are more than welcome. It's a long gun day. Shouldn't be a pistol day, but I mean, for ammo considerations. Yeah, I know. Scott, it's amazing. Like every time I see Zach, like he's going to try a new food when I'm there. And the first time we had one that he didn't really care for, and that was pepperoni pineapple pizza. He did eat the whole thing, but he liked the buffalo chicken cheese dip. Steve, I actually that's kind of on my list of doing a video on how my truck's set up. However, like every couple of weeks, like, ooh, I should do this in my truck. And so then I do. And probably it doesn't have enough, like, it may or may not have enough like recovery stuff, like typical things you see in an off-road vehicle. Like, someone with a 4x4 will have a list of things that they've used to get them unstuck or unstuck other people. And that's certainly not my area of expertise. So I think I'm good to go there. But I bet you I could do a pretty good video on the things setting up a vehicle to best fight out of. So maybe that would be a good video to do. Maybe man, it's tough to do it at a class. Like it's tough to take time and set up cameras and shit and do something like that. Unless I can talk Fiore into running a camera free shit like stuff. Maybe if he would ever watch the YouTubes, he could answer. Instead, he's over on my phone blowing it up, looking for fucking Hansen barrels. Yes, I do need a bigger jack. Thank you, Scott. So I had a flat at the last bug out. So when we got to my truck, which is our emergency vehicle, place it at the half-ish way point of the bug out. And we were going to pass it to go spend the night at our bivouac location. And we got a flat tire. So like, well, it's daylight and shit. We should fix it now. And I was on a little bit of an incline and the ground was a little bit soft, but not super soft. And the jack was not cut it. Like it was maxed out. We had to do like find a big flat rock, and it was taller would be better. Crystal, again, puppet master. Even make the little kids I haven't met do what I want. So yes, Mbop is now making barrels. As a matter of fact, the Hansen at Ballistic Advantage, Clint is his name, super nice guy, and really good friends with another good friend of mine, Nate Murr of True North Concepts. He's blonde like the other Hansen brother, so he'd be the bigger brother, I would assume, because like he's the size of all the Hansens put together. But yes, so you can get an Mbop barrel. I don't know if it's spelled the same. But I have a Hansen profile barrel on my little gun and a Hansen profile barrel on my recce gun. I did not get a Hansen profile on my 308. Lighter, I think that was like an ounce lighter. So I went with that because the fucking 308 weighs a ton to begin with. So I figured I'd shave an ounce off of it. I'm a big fan of Hansen barrels, or ballistic advantage barrels in general. I was a tried and true Noveski fanboy. My first Noveski barrel, like it was back when you wanted a barrel, like you'd send them an email or you could call them, tell them what you want, and they'd send you like a PayPal invoice, and or I can't remember if it was PayPal. No, it was just an email with, it will cost this, and it will be like 4 months. And 4 months later, John Noveski would call you and say, hey, I finished your barrel. What's your credit card number? And then you'd run the credit card number off the phone. They'd charge your card, send your barrel. When John died, the guys that run it, I don't know when things changed, if it was then or not, but it became a little more like, let's be trendy and hip, and it just wasn't as cool, and the prices went up. But accuracy wise, my Noveski barrels, only ones I've had that were as accurate as those Noveskis are the ballistic advantage barrels. So I'm a fan. So the Hansen profile, Scott, that you ask, is it's not as thin as a pistol barrel, but it's thinner than like a medium contour. And where it's thinnest, Clint has, like, in the sciencey part of barrel making, figured out where you can remove material and not have it affect how the barrel shoots. So it's pretty light without being like a total pencil barrel. Steve, we were talking about storing ammo, and he's rolling around back to that. Ever have mags go bad from leaving the mag load in the springs taking a set, as we're told? So no, I have not. Typically, spring steel at the metallurgical level loses its springiness, which isn't a metallurgical term, from working. So the compression and the extension, that's what wears a spring out. Just compressing it is no different than leaving extended. So I never had one go bad just from leaving it loaded. I have had ones that stopped feeding well because they have been used a bunch. If it's something like PMag or Lancer, probably a couple of the other polymer magazines, but I can't be sure. Lifetime warranty. So if it's not feeding well, most of the plastic companies will hook you right up. As a matter of fact, Brownell used to do with their aluminum magazines. I don't know if they still do, but I hadn't heard different. But they've had an excellent warranty with their aluminum mags. Now, so here's the deal. Like, everyone always busting on hex mags. I almost feel like I started that or something. A hex mag, leaving it loaded, does not cause it to stop working. Mostly because the engineering caused it to stop working long before it ever saw a bullet. So there's that. They didn't work to start with, so nothing you can do to them will make them worse. All right. So I got 850, which means it's almost time to punch out of here. So a couple things we'll hit on the way out. Ballistic advantage barrels are badass. We'll work our way backwards. There are no Warrior Lodge membership spots left, so you all are out of luck. You missed your opportunity. Scott Wexler has a raffle for a cutting board on his Facebook page. You should go find him on Facebook. If you're willing to wait a few minutes, I will share the raffle on my Facebook page in case you're not friends with Scott or you don't know where to find him or whatever. When I close this, when I go downstairs, I will share that. You should try and win his cutting board. Over on that same Facebook page of mine, if that's where you go to find his raffle, is the picture of the rope bag, and you have like a day left to make some guesses as to what's in the rope bag. And the guy who gets closest Thursday morning when I wake will get a swag pack, which might be pretty cool. I have like that same amount of time to find more cool shit to put in it. Defiant Munition is making some 124 grain 9mm that's supposed to be like HST but better. There's also some 300 blackout that looks fucking amazing. And if you're looking to buy yourself a compass, the Sunto MC2 is pretty nice, and it gets my recommendation for the time being for a base plate and lensatic compass. And up the doors off Kamenga crap. So that was my whole list working backwards. And if you all don't have anything necessarily earth-shattering, because I can go downstairs and add Willie and TJ to the vehicle class and share Scott's raffle, I am getting ready to pop smoke, exfil out of this studio, and catch you guys next Tuesday. Oh, Tom, that's a good question. It is a race to the bottom. That's tough. All right. Scott says good night to everybody. No problem, Willie. And I will catch you all. Some of you I'm going to see in the next few days. Some I'll see this weekend. But lo and behold, most of you I will see next Tuesday. And we will have a wonderful evening then as well. I'll try to do better at making a little shit to talk about. Until then, take it easy.